retained eternal. In this age of information, the citizens of Bangladesh are more aware, more connected, and more determined than ever. We no longer accept silence and stability, nor operation as order. We demand transparency, justice, and accountability, not as privilege, but as a. Let us therefore rise above the politics of division and revenge. Let us reject the temptation of authoritarian shortcuts. Let us rebuild a democracy rooted not in fear, but in faith, not in control, but in consent. The strength of Bangladesh has never been its rulers. It has always been its people. If we can ensure that every Bangladeshi can vote freely, speak freely, and live freely, then the dream of 1971 will not remain a dream. It will become our daily reality. This nation cannot afford the crisis that will arise with upcoming elections in Bangladesh, where disrupted by any form of transparency. The international community, Bangladesh's friends, supporters, donors, and all who wish to see the country thrive as a truly democratic state will also be affected in one way or another. Let us move together from rule by power to rule of law, from despair to hope, from silence to voice, but only then can we truly say, this is the Bangladesh we were meant to. Democratic, just, and free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anwar Hussain, for your wonderful speeches. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Miftahuddin Chaudhry, retired judge of High Court Division of the Honorable Supreme Court of Bangladesh, to present his valuable speech. Thank you.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Honorable guests and the diplomats present here. Today, we are discussing about the rule by power or rule of law. Let us see or discuss what is the rule by power. It is rule by power truly means, as we presume or understand, that governing the country or governing the society by the party in power or the person in power without bothering the laws of the land, and by dictating the administration and judiciary. Before, before we speak of the aspiration, we must first understand what is the meaning of rule of law. In last more than 1.5 decades, Bangladesh experienced the rule by power, not the rule of law. As a retired judge, during my service as a judge, I have experienced some occasions which are unnatural. The last government is interested to publish that Bangladesh became a good field for terrorists, and for nothing, for without any reason, they like to arrest some persons, some billion persons, and confine them in some cells. And after a long time, they used to produce them before the court. Though, as per the law, a person being arrested must be produced before the nearest court within next 24 hours. As I remember, a person who is from North and he is teacher of a English school, and he obtained his degrees from Australia and Sweden. He was arrested by police. His wife went to the police station to know about him or his condition. The police did not reply anything. He went to the Home Minister, find no reply. Even she went to the Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, but find no reply. And after a few months, after more than 3 months, he was produced before the court saying that with the allegation that he is a terrorist. Another person, as I remember, he was arrested from Kiragan. And after 3 months, he was shown as arrested in Kalabagan bus station in Dhaka and produced before the court. Then I asked the Attorney General how it can be happened. Then the Attorney General replied, "My Lord, if you write something about this police officer, he will be dismissed from service." That was the reply. You all are speaking and addressing the House with written speech, but I am sharing my experience. Moreover, as we have seen in 2014, there was no election. Elections mean participation of all parties, or a good number of parties, contest of a good number of parties. But in 1914, we find no contest. In 2018, the election was held in the night, not in the day, when the date of election was fixed. However, the last government, which was members of which was fled away with good numbers of good amount of money, they ruled the country without bothering the law of the land. They tried to control the judiciary. They tried to control the judges, even the judges of the higher judiciary. Today, I am sorry to say that an important judgment about a leader of this country was obtained by threat. The judge was compelled to sign that, which he or she did not agree, but could not agree. But the judge was compelled. However, this is our experience. These are the days we overcome. Now, I like to say what is the rule of law. What do we mean the rule of law? The rule of law means the country or the society should be run as per the law. And in a democratic society, rule of law is necessary. As per the rule of law, the constitution is the main thing to be followed. Our constitution guaranteed us our fundamental rights, but in practical life, we found no application of those articles provided in your constitution. Now, after the change made by a bloodshed, we expect that this country will govern by rule of law, not by rule of power. And with that expectation, the country is going for election, and we believe the next election will be free and fair. I think I should say more. And as the students of law in here, most of the lawyers are students of English law, only with 3 persons. I myself, the learned professor, and Mr. Salahuddin. We are students of the School of Law, University of Dhaka. We are not students of English law. So as per the English law, as per Professor A.V. Dicey, a famous jurist, the rule of law means the supremacy of law. Second, equality before the law, and that the rights of individuals should flow from ordinary law, not from the discretionary will of rulers. We believe that in future we shall not be guided, we shall not be governed, or we shall not be controlled by the discretion of the rulers, but as per the rule of law. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to open the floor for some questions and comments for the moment before we go back to esteemed speakers. Please feel free to ask questions or make any comments in suggestions, please. Thank you.
Lara from the Australian High Commission. I just wanted to confirm in this discussion about from rule by power to rule of law that the recommendations that came out of the Media Reform Commission to protect journalists' rights would be upheld under BNP leadership.
Thank you. It's a very pertinent question, and a lot of people, when we do these sort of seminars, they keep on asking these sort of questions. If you have read our 31 points of the state reform, we have categorically mentioned what we promise and what we intend to do. So, of course, I can clearly say on behalf of BNP and that we make sure that it's rule of law, not rule by power. And how we will achieve it and what we intend to do is clearly stated in the one of the 31 points. Because you see, of what Bangladesh has suffered or what Bangladesh has gone through in the last 17 years of the Audi regime, it was a total lawlessness, and it was, as we mentioned in the banner of the title of this seminar, it was rule by power. So we don't want to revisit that area because we have seen the consequences. And of course, before the 5th of August has happened, we have done this and we have committed, I think in 2023, around July, that we need to bring these changes. And we are very much committed to sort of establish the proper rule of law so that we don't suffer later on, because no government is permanent in Bangladesh. So every 5 years we do have an election where people have the right to choose differently. So if you have not started what we promised, I don't think after the 5 years even people will re-elect us to run this country. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just supplementing Vice Chair, basically under the Constitution, Article 39 is granted every citizen, including the journalist, freedom of expression, freedom of thought, and freedom of consciousness. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP) always believed in rule of law. And in our tenure, for example, 1999, 1 to 1996, 2001 to 2006, not any journalist was behind the bar because of their news item. We firmly believe, freedom of expressions and freedom of thoughts. Under the Constitution, it is guaranteed, and we will be governed by the highest law of the country, which is Constitutions. And that Constitutions protect every single citizen, and we will abide by the constitutional provisions. Thank you.
Any more questions or comments? So, Mr. Madhyami.
Right, thank you. I'm Mahajan, advisor practitioner with BNP. As the name says in our title, right, there is a rule by power over the last 16 years. We saw an autocratic government whose power didn't stem from the people, it came from the state apparatus. So the power came from the judiciary, from law enforcement agencies, from anti-corruption commission, from election commission, and other bodies. So essentially, in this democratic journey, the BNP as the largest political party want to believe that the next Bangladesh, through an electoral government, will thrive through the rule of law, where the power will come from the people. The very essence of transparency and accountability that we need to promote through removing the culture of impunity. BNP is not just the largest political party, we remain the largest party in terms of human rights violations. You go by any number, whether it's for influence disappearances, custodial deaths, fictitious cases, destructions of houses, by any number, whether it's in the past 16 years or even the mass uprising last year, BNP is the largest victim. We have our standing committee member, Mr. Salahuddin Ahmed here. He himself was subjected to influence disappearances. Every member in the room who is affiliated with BNP, whether here or ever, was subjected to fictitious cases. So we don't want that culture to return in Bangladesh anymore. Together, we want to build a Bangladesh where it will be more inclusive, drawing the aspiration of the political stakeholders, and that's why our leader, Mr. Tariq Rahman, has repeatedly said the commitment of BNP is to forge a Bangladesh based on human rights, freedom of expression, and the rule of law. So we want to remove the culture of impunity and build the culture of accountability. We remain the biggest political party. So our responsibility is the most. And we believe with the public mandate, through electoral process, an election that will be free, fair, and credible. After many years, people will be able to vote. And if we form the government with that public mandate, we'll ensure their aspirations are reflected in our good governance. So every place that we make, that we've already expressed in our 31-point charter, that is to build a Bangladesh with the essence and the fundamentals of democracy. So once the election is held in February, we believe with the support of the international community, the stakeholders like yourselves, we'll be able to fulfill the public aspiration and take the country forward with development that's truly inclusive, with a country where we can truly ensure fairness, equality, and justice. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Thank you, Marty. Is there any more questions?
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahdi Amin. Now, I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Salahuddin Ahmed, the Member Standing Committee, to present his valuable speech. Thank you so much.